our jungle right now, and we're gonna see what happens when we're out there.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl HeatherBNyce, and I'm here with my co-host Nimo.
Yes.
We are back with the Get Your Ass Home podcast,
Episode
3. Finally.
Tres.
We are rolling, Nemo.
Yes, we are. It feels good too. It feels good every time we come back.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know why I feel good?
Because we normally don't.
No.
Why does it?
Because
we home.
To say.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
For sure.
We thought we could read minds.
Yes. How everybody doing out there?
Hopefully y'all all right.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all not getting too overwhelmed with all the information that we giving you.
Right. And the information that you found out for yourself.
Hopefully they finding out information for themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's important too. You need to do your research.
Mm-hmm. That's a great segue.
What the hell is happening?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, Nemo. So what we gonna get into today?
You tell me.
Now, we talked about this.
You tell me. You segue into the conversation. Okay. So, the biggest thing I can't particularly remember what the last
discussion was about staying together.
Staying together.
Relationships.
Right.
During Get Your Ass Home.
Right.
So today we're gonna talk about
once your ass is at home.
Once your ass at home, right?
Yeah.
Evolving.
Yes, evolving.
Once your ass is at home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now how do we jump into something like this? Take a sip.
I was having a conversation, and it's how this episode, I was having a conversation with my wife, and I said, what happens once you get home? I know as a man, I can't speak for the woman part, but as a man, men want to be used. We truly want to be used.
The best way.
Yeah, and let me paraphrase that. We want to be used. We just don't want to be misused.
Okay.
And
I got many reasons to use.
I know you do. For another podcast. But we want to be needed. You know what I mean? And when you're at home or you're working from home, as a man, you often feel, what is it here for me? You're at home, you love your family, you're at home, you see your wife, you see your children, and you don't feel like there's any evolution because, for one, you're not helping anybody else with their dream outside of the doors.
Okay.
Right.
So kind of like that. Oh well, go ahead. I'll let you say. And two.
And for two, you want to make money, but you want to be, you want to be needed, right? What am I at home to be needed for, right? Mm-hmm. And how I can use this time that I'm at home to work for me and my family. And that's the biggest part. We're going to talk about the evolution part. So what did you?
So are you saying that men feel most often fulfilled when they are helping outside of the home?
I truly believe.
Okay, so like going to work.
Yes.
Okay. And okay, so we here to talk about, because we ain't gonna speculate. So we here to talk about how to evolve once you got your ass home.
Right.
As a man and a woman, I think women probably have this down the easiest because we are so used to those roles of stay-at-home mom, or even if we're not stay-at-home mothers, we tend to the home more than the man, right? And then, okay, so in those scenarios, how come a man doesn't feel like he's not needed in that scenario. You know,
at home.
Just when it's a woman and let's say it's a stay-at-home mother.
Okay.
Do men still feel like they are needed? Oh, because they work outside the house.
Right.
So they bring home the bacon.
Right.
So to speak.
Right.
Okay, so if your bacon is already at home,
mm-hmm.
And your wife at home and your children at home, and you all are self-sustaining, what do we need the man for now?
Knowledge and wisdom.
Knowledge and wisdom.
And leadership.
So
those three things often is kind of packaged in going to work, because you need some type of knowledge, right?
Right.
You need some type of wisdom. You have to get to work, you have to do your job, you have to get paid, and you have to bring that back home. And we look at all those things sometimes as leadership, knowledge, and wisdom. We hide behind dollars a lot of time, right? And
can you explain to everybody that a man is needed at home with those three components without working outside of the home? Can you ensure everyone that
excuse me,
there is a place for a man at home
always
without those assets of working outside the house?
Yes, I mean, when you look at, if you look at the beginning of time, we're living in modern, as people say, modern day slavery, right? Still slaves. I think the biggest thing that the Most High meant for us was to be home, all of us, right? To have our own land, to work our land, and to lead, guide, protect, evolve with leadership and wisdom, all from your own land, right? I think when we start getting into the modern times, it was just pushed to us to do everything we can do outside of the home to make all those things in the home, right?
Okay.
What was your original question, though?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, just to further.
These conversations tend to just go
right,
and back and forth, and you will say something that'll trigger me. But.
Yeah, true.
So what? Okay, we're speaking about the men's component.
Right.
Is there a women's component to this? Because we in modern day times. Well,
yes.
Girls and women is like, get the bag.
Yeah.
Outside.
Yeah. With no knowledge and wisdom. And see, and that's the thing. I think that was the point I was making. When you're at home as a man, I'm finna, go into what I would feel like a woman thing is. When you're a man and you're at home, the biggest thing, and let's say the component of the finances and the resources is somewhat there, right? You don't need to crack your head and trying to figure out how we're going to pay this, and this. Let's just say that is spoken for. So we have to load ourselves up with as much knowledge and wisdom and discernment as we possibly can to see what's next for this family, right? What's the evolution of this family, not just me, right? Especially if you have children that's younger. You don't have children at home that's adults yet, so we all evolving. But how are we going to evolve as a collective, right? And far as women, they do the same thing, right? I think they told them to get the bag, and getting the bag is cool. There's nothing wrong with getting money, right? It's when you're getting money and you're not understanding anything else about the world. You're not understanding anything else within you. Everything is outside of you. You know what I mean?
So often people are blinded by that mediocre success that they achieve. And their achievements are measured by what they accomplish outside of the home. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yes.
And women just don't. Women don't see the prize that they are in the home, right? What they've won being home.
Okay.
But that is society's brainwashing and thinking that we should be doing more, we should be achieving more, and our successes are outside the home.
Right.
So overall, women need to just, as we are navigating back into the home,
okay,
right, away from work and things, we need to, you know what it is, it just came to me. Mm-hmm. They put value on things outside of their house. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like the value, it's I don't find no value because I'm a mother, because I'm a wife,
right?
Because I can make breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They don't put value on that no more.
Okay.
And I think our grandparents, maybe great grandparents, did put value on that. That was I don't know if kept woman is the right term, but that was, a good woman. That was making sure food was on the table and the kids was fed and everything like that. Her husband was fed.
Right.
So that brings me back to how do we navigate these people and helping them to evolve once they got their ass home to avoid episode 2 of divorce.
I think you just explained it, right? As far as the women putting value on those little things, sometimes women look at those things as like this barefoot in the kitchen thing, right? Mm-hmm. And to tell you the truth, I always respected my grandmother when she fixed food, because what women often forget is the love that's put into that, right?
Right.
A lot of times it keeps us alive. You know what I mean?
Maybe men just never acknowledge it.
What?
All the love that goes into making those meals.
Yeah, if it if they're making meals, are they making meals?
Yeah, I don't know if they cooking.
You see what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. I know. Excuse me. Me personally, I appreciate every time you go in the kitchen. I don't feel like that's your place, but I'm just, I know that when you go in the kitchen, every slice, every vegetable, every, baked meat, or however you want, you're doing buttered bread. It's a form, because energy goes into your food.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's why, a lot of times, man, a lot of us are being taken out by food as well, because we want to eat out all the time. You know what I mean? And we don't structure ourselves back to the home to where, the one. And I could cook as well. I cook for my family as well. It's just a lot of things. My wife just not allowed me to, no, sit down.
No, but whatever you.
This
cook,
is but I'm saying
I
just
feel
certain
the love in it,
absolutely.
And it's only so delicious, it's that delicious because of the love and attention and care you
absolutely
put into it.
Energy transfers.
Was energy, exactly.
100%.
You're doing it because you want to.
That's right.
And I've even cooked on days that I didn't want to, mm-hmm. And some of those meals you say are like, oh my God, babe, it's so good. Mm-hmm. And I'll be like, I was not even trying.
Right.
I was literally just going through my motions.
Right.
Of cooking, but I do understand that my family is about to eat this. I'm about to eat it.
That's right. That's right. Right. The nurture of a woman, the nurturing of a woman, all of those components. And I don't undermine the mind of a woman, because women are very. I'm here to tell you as a man, women are very bright. Don't underestimate a woman's mind. And if. Just because you're a man don't mean you are there to lead, but you also it's a counsel, right? You need your wife to say, hey, I don't know if that's gonna work, or what, maybe if we can do that, because her thinking is not always your thinking. And as a man, I know My wife has said some things and said, you know what? I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that at all.
Yeah.
That's good. You're there to lead it, but you can bring a counsel. You don't underestimate or don't undermine your woman.
You know, Dr. Miles said it best. I mean, but I think God
Yes, he did.
said it best.
Yes, he
right?
did, though.
Obviously, Dr. Miles put it in a book.
Right.
You give, the man has the plan,
That's right.
but the woman has kind of the strategy,
That's true.
right? Or the man has the purpose and the woman has this architectural blueprint.
That's true.
You know, give a woman a plan and she'll make it a...
No, he said you get whatever you give a woman, she doubles.
Okay.
Right.
Said
And
that too.
and that's 100% truth, right?
Yeah.
You give a woman uncooked food, she comes back with a whole meal.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, you give a woman an idea, she comes back with a plan of that idea.
Right.
So you know, you give a woman you know, love, you know, great sex, she gonna come back with a baby. I mean, everything you get, you doubles,
Yeah.
and I think we underestimate that as men sometimes, and understanding that we are a team.
Yeah.
We are a team.
And plus, it's just not pushed. It's not promoted, you know.
No, it isn't.
And I think if we can, as a collective community, get back to the basics of, you know, unity and structure and just having the mutual respect for each other. Because I think that's where women really get pissy about saying, you should be in your place. You know what I'm saying? And I am happily in my place as a woman.
Okay.
Because you mutually respect me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of men are going around telling a woman where their place is, and also not holding the respect for that place.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, as a man, why don't you put yourself in a woman's place then? You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you can do it on your own and what can a woman bring to you and bring to the table, blah, blah, then be by yourself. Right?
Very true.
And see if you're not missing something. See if you're not lacking something. So we as a community need to mutually understand each other's place.
Absolutely.
And respect it. I think that's what's not happening. And that's why everybody get offended so quickly with what a woman will just jump off her rocker and say, I need a man with money and finances, you know.
Right.
And a man will say, well, I need a woman that's going to shut her mouth. And those are both very harsh ways to say that I need a man that's going to lead and provide and protect me.
Right.
And lead me.
Right.
And a woman, I need a woman that is going to respect the leadership that I'm providing. You know what I'm saying? And a woman don't have to question everything. But a man also have to make her feel secure in that what he's doing and what he's telling her is thoroughly thought through for the best interest of both parties. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have that understanding as a community.
No, we don't.
Women don't know that men are thinking of all the possibilities and all the scenarios when they going through a plan. Which is why women have this insecurity. This, are you sure, babe? Well, you think you can, you know, instead of and men got to form a pattern. You know, you got to form a pattern of, I thought about it this way and that way. I thought about it how it would affect you, me, and the kids. You know what I'm saying? And men are not communicating that and forming that pattern. Because after a while, I mean, you can tell me something and I don't question it a second thought. I don't ask, and I'm not insecure on whether you thought about me in that situation or the kids or how it would affect us in a year. Okay. Because I wholeheartedly believe you've already thought of that. But you created a pattern over 20 plus years that I ain't had to say shit. So this woman is happily keeping her mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? And then and the same goes for men. Like,
so why do you think women don't trust?
Because men have not created that pattern with them.
Okay.
And usually that pattern starts when you date.
Okay. So how about the beginning, though, right? So you have to draw a, you know, a repetitiveness of trust.
Correct.
How do you do that in the beginning?
Okay, so don't stand each other up, right? Open communication. Call if you don't really want to hang out. Like, just being open and honest and upfront, right? And then whatever it is you say you're gonna do, we understand that things change, right? Scenarios may change where, yeah, I said I was gonna do that, but I can't really do that now. Right. But are you upfront with that? Are you communicating the why? And men, I think, just don't like really explaining themselves to women. But that's because you don't respect the input that she would give. I
just said respecting her mind.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not asking you to explain to me to belittle you. I'm not saying, well, why is this and why is that? Because I'm looking out for me. I'm just trying to understand your thought process. Yeah, I thought this would go this way, but that's not really happening. You know what I'm saying? I want express your dreams and aspirations and how you plan to get there. Yeah. And then usually women will just sit back and kind of watch you facilitate your own. Because
men often haven't accepted some men. This is not for all men. Sometimes men haven't accepted their family being a team. Like yeah. I know it's easily said than done. Yeah. For sure. Like, sometimes men look at themselves as I as in team. Yep. And this is who I'm with. Yeah. And these my kids. Yep. Right? I don't look at it like that at all. I look at you as my equal. This is a team. Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Every component of
it all matters, man. My son input matters. My daughter input matters. And they children. Yep. Right? Because again, I may not be thinking it all the way. I may not see the big picture. I may not. That's why a lot of times and my wife know this, man, we sit and talk about everything, man, because her input is very important to me.
Yeah, because and that's because everybody's perception of something is very different. You know, like, you can see it one way because you have a way of thinking. And then I see it another way. Now, sometimes some people can see things from many different standpoints. Right. I'm one of those people. But for some reason, I still cannot see it from your standpoint, right? So I still need to bring it to you. Right. I still need to say, what's your view on this? Are we thinking the same thing, or do you have a totally different view that I didn't think of? You know what I'm saying? And that mutual respect for each other's input and opinions and collective, goals, that'll go a really long way. And it do start with dating. It starts with dating. You know, just the simplest things of, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take you out, and then you just keep saying it, and you ain't took me no damn place. Like, you don't really want to date me. You already showing a bad pattern. Okay. Of, like, flakiness. You shady. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But if you do it too frequent, do she start taking advantage of it? And is she thinking you a sucker? So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe go on 1-2 dates. And this is going for another podcast as well. Check out Lil Bro Single in 2024 if you haven't. Please. You know what I'm saying? If you consistent on the first 3 dates, throw a monkey wrench in there and tell her you can't do it the next one, and see what she say. You know what I'm saying? Like, do she respect it? Do she value it? Do she get pissed off? Or do she say, oh, it's cool, I got it. You want to just make a different plan? I can come to you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? See where she at.
Some people have to be taught as well. So I think you do have to throw those monkey wrenches in there. Yeah. To test the mentality. Not so much of, like, because I don't think those things be deal breakers. You know what I mean?
Absolutely
in relationship.
Not.
It's just let me see how your mind works, so I can help you direct the energy that we need to help us win. Yep. You know, because I really like you. Yep. You know what I mean? It's the same conversations that we had when I felt when I first started dating you, you didn't like hearing no. I mean, you got to think though, you know, at the time, you know, my wife of 20 some years now, she was, 17, talking about 17, 18 years old. It's very young.
I was a tender little spoiled thing.
But you know, I explained it. It wasn't a deal breaker. It wasn't to be like, I ain't messing with her no more, man. It was just, I have to be patient. Like, listen, there's gonna be times in our lives where it's gonna be no, because financially we can't do it, time wise we can't do it, or we just might be tired. You know, I didn't get frustrated enough to be like, man, just fuck it.
Yeah, and I didn't get frustrated enough to be like,
no, you didn't.
This ain't it.
No, you didn't.
It's just
you
like, yo, you know, no, we can't do that. We can't do that this weekend.
Yeah.
We can't go out. We can't go out to eat every damn day.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, all right. I guess I got some noodles at the house. I was what?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It gotta be an understanding. Yeah, it gotta be an understanding, for sure.
Come on, and that was a mutual respect. Like, okay, girl, you know what I'm saying? He did do this, and this all the way up until this point.
Yeah.
Like one little modification or one little no is not gonna like debunk the whole thing that you built.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
And that's the understanding and communication you gotta have when you get your ass home.
Yes. You have to keep evolving. A lot of times everything is not gonna be about bills, and everything's not gonna be, because people, like I said, people hide behind evolution when it comes to, you know, you ask somebody what they doing, what they've been working on as a family or as an individual, working.
Yeah.
I'm getting this money.
Yeah.
Trying to get this money right. Well, what did you ever think about if you ever got your money right? If you ever got the dollars that you needed this particular month, we're not bad, you know, or financially, we okay right now.
Right.
That's when things start to fall apart, because you didn't think past that. You know, you got to stop using those things as evolution.
Yeah.
You know, and really find within evolution comes within self. You're thinking everything outside of self. Money is not in self.
Exactly.
Money is outside of you, right?
Yep.
Bills and all that stuff. That stuff is like outside of you. What are you learning? What are you bringing back to your village? You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about with your tribe?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These are the things that's gonna surpass any bill or surpass any money that you think you're gathering. Or like, trust me, trust me, because when you come to a point to you're financially good for that month, or you're financially good for that week, or you're financially good for that year, my dude, you and your family gonna fall apart even once you get it right with the finances.
Yeah.
And it's sad, because I've seen that as well. We've seen it, right?
Yep.
We've seen it with you. We see families break up all the time that's rich.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. But that's because they only familiar with coming together in the time of trouble and strife, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And while that builds a wonderful foundation, you have to remember to stay connected when you are good. You know what I'm saying? That is your testimony. That's your celebration.
Right.
You know, don't separate because now y'all got money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now you want to celebrate with the girls and you want to go kick with the guys. That's when y'all should come together too. Like, look what we did. We overcame it together.
Not to cut you off, it was a favorite line from Jay-Z. When I forget the song, but when he said we were so happy poor, but when we got rich, that's when signals got crossed and we got flipped. Song cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when, because like I said, sometimes pressure from the world, and sometimes you know, the world coming at you in a way with bills, and you stick together on a different level.
Yeah, you do.
Because you have to.
Yeah.
Right?
Because all you got is each other at that point.
That's it.
And you recognize it too.
It's us against the world at this point. Us against
the world.
Right.
Like, all we got is love to keep us warm and motherfucking.
That feeling, never lose that. We all have that feeling once in our lives in a relationship.
Yeah.
It's not so much of you have to have pain to have that feeling, or you have to have pressures from the world to have that feeling. You know what that feeling is like. man, I love this person.
Yeah.
Man, I love this person,
you know,
bro.
it goes like praising God when He blessing you.
Come on now.
But when you're struggling through something, you're asking Him why.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Church on
like,
Thursday.
Oh, but then when you're getting blessings, you attribute it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, oh yeah, you know, I worked hard, I got myself out of that. No. Don't just be happy and praising God when He blessing you. You need to pray, as you say, in the hallway.
Pray in the hallway.
Pray in the hallway.
That's right.
And y'all can come together. Because truly, a family that prays together stays together.
Come on now.
And this family is a praying family.
Man, y'all don't even understand. Y'all don't even understand.
It is a...
Praying is a priority in this house. As a family as well.
Yep.
I'm talking about as a family. Mm-hmm. Praying as a family. I mean, you could pray, you know, by yourself. But praying as a family is very important.
Absolutely. So, do we have a way to summarize how to evolve when you get your ass home?
Never lose that team factor. Never and as a person, no matter if you man or woman, never stop learning things about the world. Never share them.
You have to learn and you have to share them. Share them with your spouse. It don't matter if they believe you, if they're on the same page yet or not.
That's right.
Share them with your spouse. If you learn something, share it. If you have a view on something, talk about it. Make it a discussion.
Listen, me and my wife we've always seen eye to eye. We kind of was always the same person. But when it came to things about the world, I was talking about things, not that and I always respected that about my wife. And she didn't necessarily jump out of her body to say, I agree 100%. You're right. It was just more of listening, right? I may not agree with what you're saying, baby, but I'm willing to listen.
Yeah. And
eventually, just on our own, some of the things that I was saying, she was like, you know what? I seen that.
Yeah.
You know what? I peeped that. And that's all we as people ask for, man or woman. Yeah. Because your woman could notice some things that you don't notice yet.
Yeah.
Don't be like, hey man, I don't want to hear all that. Like I don't believe all that.
Yeah.
I have to hear her out. Okay. I don't see that right now, baby. But down the line I may see that.
For sure.
Right? Because it's all about being open, right?
Absolutely. So share your evolution with your spouse. If you are single, then journal your evolution. It's not really something that you need to share with a collection of friends or peers. It don't need to be like the discussion at the bar.
True.
Just so you can get it out of your mind, you can journal your evolution, journal the things that you feel, the things that you view in the way the world is going, and your desires, right? Mm-hmm. Just write it down. Usually that'll help evolve you a little faster than if we just keep it in our minds.
Very true.
And I'm one to keep something in my mind, damn it. Like I love just thinking to myself and keeping it there. But when I do have those discussions, it's such a positive reinforcement to our relationship when I'm thinking something and I express it to you just to get it out of my mind. Mm-hmm. And it usually turns into a beautiful conversation. And I'm usually happy that I told you,
Absolutely.
Anything else?
There's nothing else. I think we covered on this particular subject.
Straight to the point. Okay.
And I think the next one, once you're home, right? And we just peeling back the onion together as a family, even for the listeners. So we're gonna talk about finances, right? Once you home and you got that evolution and
which we kind of touched on that.
We did kind of touch on it. But we're gonna expand a little bit more on the conversation.
Yeah. And if y'all have anything that y'all want us to touch on, while you trying to get your ass home, or maybe you got your ass home, leave it in the comments.
Please.
We would love to know.
We would love to know. This is an open conversation. Don't be scared.
That's right. All right. Well, I'm HeatherBNyce.
And I'm your boy Nemo.
And this is the Get Your Ass Home podcast.
Episode 3.
We out.
One love.